Illustratia. Written, illustrated, and read by Kelsi. Every night before bed, Marlo and his dad choose a book to read. Every night, Marlo chooses the same book. "Wouldn't you like to hear a different book tonight?" asks Marlo's dad. "No, I only want this one," Marlo insists. Marlo drags his dad over to the bookshelf and grabs his favorite book. Marlo settles in. His dad opens to the first page and draws in a big breath, but then he pauses. "What is this?" Marlo looks over to see what's wrong. His eyes grow round as dinner plates when he sees the problem. All the pictures are gone! Marlo watches in disbelief as his dad flips through the pages. All that remains is a few words scattered about. Marlo felt his heart sink into his stomach. "What are we supposed to do now?" Marlo cries as his dad closes the book. "It looks like you will have to choose a different book." But Marlo doesn't want another book. He is so sad that he decides to go to bed with no story. His dad puts the book away and walks toward the door. He looks back once more to see Marlo already fast asleep. Marlo isn't fast asleep, though. He is planning how he is going to find the missing pictures. They couldn't have just disappeared. He would wake up early tomorrow and search all day. Marlo falls asleep, dreaming of the many places the pictures may have gone. At 6 o'clock the next morning, Marlo wakes up. He swings his legs off his bed and walks to his bedroom door. Still a little sleepy, Marlo reaches for the doorknob, but instead of feeling the familiar round knob under his fingers, he finds a shiny gold handle. Marlo quickly looks around and realizes he is no longer in his room. All the furniture except for the bed have disappeared. The gold handle begins to sparkle brightly. Marlo reaches out again and pushes the handle. Then something magical happens. A shiny gold gate appears with shiny gold letters across the top. Marlo takes a step back to read the new words. "Welcome to Illustratia." "I must be dreaming!" exclaims Marlo as he skips through the open gate. Once through the gate, Marlo steps onto a long path winding as far as he can see. "Hello!" he shouts to a person walking down the path. She turns around at the sound of his voice. "Hi there!" she yells back. She waits for Marlo to catch up with her. "You surprised me," says the girl. "No one usually walks to work this early except for me." "Well, you see, I woke up here this morning, but I don't know where here is," says Marlo. "Oh, I can help you. My name is Maisie, and this is Illustratia." Illustratia is a place where people called illustrators come to make pictures for their books. These pictures are called illustrations. The illustrations live here until it's time for them to go to their very own book. "I am in charge of the place," she says proudly. As Maisie is talking, Marlo has an idea. "What about illustrations that were in a book of their own, but then they disappeared? Could they have come back here?" "I suppose they might," Maisie thinks for a second. "I know a few places we can look. We had better get going so that we have enough time." With that, Maisie and Marlo took off to find the missing pictures. They approach a dome after 10 minutes. Maisie tells Marlo that this is the drawing dome, and she begins to explain what's inside. These are the colored pencils. They are similar to regular pencils, but they come in more colors than just gray. These can add a pop of color to drawn illustrations. These are graphite pencils. They are like the pencils you use in school. Illustrators have a variety of pencil sizes they can choose from when they draw with these. Maisie sees that Marlo is very intrigued with each of the tools, so she continues to talk. "This is called charcoal. It usually comes in sticks like this. Illustrators can make many shapes and shadows using this tool. Sometimes illustrators use pens to create their illustrations. There are lots of different kinds to choose from. Some have a little ball at the top. Others need to be dipped in a container of ink." Maisie shows Marlo to a board with finished illustrations. They admire the work of the illustrators. "These are lovely." But none of them look like my pictures, Marlo sighs. We still have plenty of other places to look, Maisie exclaims, and they walk back to the path to head to the next building. Maisie and Marlo reach the next building at noon. This building is the Print Palace. Printing works kind of like stamping. Illustrators that work here create different kinds of stamps to make their illustrations, Maisie explains. There are 3 stations around this building that have different printing tools. Marlo watches the illustrators work as Maisie describes what they are doing. This is the stencil station. Illustrators here create their pictures by cutting out different shapes in strong paper or plastic to create a stencil. They put the stencil on the paper and put painting or ink over it. Then they take away the stencil, and only the picture is left. This is the woodcutting station. Illustrators carve out shapes that create their pictures. They get rid of the pieces they don't want, so that only the pieces they do want can be stamped onto paper. This is the etching station. This station has metal sheets that illustrators cover in a special wax. They draw lines through the wax and then soak the metal in a special chemical. The exposed metal becomes etched. The wax is cleaned off and the pattern is left on the metal for illustrators to print. These illustrations are so neat, admires Marlo. I didn't know you could make pictures this way. They still don't look like my book's pictures, though. Follow me to the next place, then, sings Maisie as she skips out of the print palace with Marlo right behind. They arrive at the next place as the sun sinks in the sky. This is the paint park. This building has more paint than you could ever imagine. Come on, I'll show you. The walls are covered in paintings of all kinds. Maisie tells Marlo about the different types of paint illustrators use. Many artists use watercolor paints. This kind of paint is translucent. That means it is a little bit see-through. Watercolors start off dry, and illustrators add drops of water and mix it around to get the colors ready to use. Acrylic paints are more opaque than watercolors. That means they are not see-through. They are bright, and they dry fast. Illustrators like to use acrylic paint because it is easy to use and easy to clean up. When acrylic paint dries, it is not shiny. Oil paint is also opaque, but when it dries, it is shiny. Illustrators like oil paint because it is good for mixing. It dries slowly, so they don't have to worry about the paint drying before they get the right color. Marlo spins around sadly as he looks at all the illustrations. None of these illustrations look like my missing pictures. I am never going to find them. Marlo feels like he might cry. Maisie smiles softly and says she knows one more place to look. Marlo crosses his fingers for good luck and follows Maisie back to the path. It is completely dark outside when they get to the last building. This is our creation station. This is my favorite building because illustrators come here when they want to get extra creative. They can mix up all the different tools to create brand new styles. This is where my favorite illustrations are made. Maisie and Marlo explore the whole building, high and low. They check on top of every cabinet, inside every box, and under every rug and table. They still have no luck. Finally, there is only one closet left to search. Maisie and Marlo give each other a nervous glance as they push open the door. The room is full of all the missing pictures. They are stuck all over the walls. Marlo runs around happily, gathering all the illustrations into a pile. Underneath the pictures, he finds a note. Dear Marlo, we are sorry we were not there for bedtime. We wanted to do something special for you to show how much we appreciate you. Check the last page of our book the next time you read. Sincerely, the illustrations. Marlo is so happy that his smile reaches from one ear to the other. With all the illustrations safely in his arms, he walks toward the door to go home. Suddenly, he stops walking as he realizes he doesn't know how to get home. Maisie sees that Marlo looks confused. You should probably stay here tonight, Marlo. It's getting pretty late. I know a little place you can go for the night. Maisie shows Marlo to a little room connected to the creation station. This is usually a room for illustrators who need to take a quick nap to recharge during the day. I think it will be cozy enough for one night, though. Maisie makes sure Marlo is settled in before she heads home. Marlo crawls into bed with his illustrations clutched tightly to his chest. He closes his eyes, exhausted after his long day. He falls asleep in no time. Marlo wakes up to birds chirping outside his window. As if his journey had all been a dream, Marlo is back in his own room. He jumps out of bed, rushes over to his bookshelf, and grabs his book. All of the illustrations are back. He eagerly flips to the last page. Marlo smiles at the new illustration that fills the page.